Hello, everybody. Where are my friends? Where are my crown divas? Hey. How are you doing? What's going on when you come in? Say hello, comment below. Tell me where you are located. I am in North Carolina, so go ahead and comment below. Hey, Diane. Thanks for joining me, girlfriend. Comment below and let me know where you are from. Please take a moment and share. I hope you have your tea. Mm. We're going to have tea talk with the one and only La Luz. And I am so excited to be back. I've been gone for a while. Some of you know my story, you know why. But I am excited to be back. All right, so I am going to wait one more minute, but I want you to take a moment and think with me because I'm sweating. I've been running, trying to get this thing situated and started, and it's hot. How's the weather where you are, Diane? It is burning up here. So let me see if this is uh, okay. All right, so I'm ready to get started. I've been waiting all day to talk with you ladies. And um, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate. All right. Hey, Diane, I see. Let me see. You have, where you from? You say hello there from, drum roll. Oh, Reston, Virginia is in the house. Thanks for joining, Diane. Thank you. All right, so what I want to do is to ask a question. I want to know, because today what we're going to talk about, and you might have seen below or when you logged on, I want to know if you're stuck, if you're not sure what's next in life, if you know what your purpose is, you're not sure what your purpose is, let me know where you stand, because that's what we're going to talk about. Hey D, how are you doing? D's in the house. Make sure you let us know where you are located. So it's hot down in where you located. Tell the people where you located. So I want to know what's going on with my ladies. Hey Vivian. Vivian says she's in Raleigh. Whoa, we got us some North Carolina people in the house. Thanks for joining me, Vivian. All right, so if you know your purpose, give me a high five, raise the roof. All right, Miami's in the house. Woo woo. All right, I am so excited, Miami. That's my hometown. That's my BFF, y'all, D. So what we're talking about today, this evening, I want to talk about being stuck. I have had this experience. And hey, Vivian. So below, if you've been stuck, give me a high five. If you know what your purpose is, or if you want to, instead of a high five, you can give me a thumbs up, or you can say one, the number one, so that I know what you're saying to me. If you've been stuck, give me a one. If you know what your purpose is, give me two. Okay, because I want to know where you all are. We have so many women. I've talked to countless women who know their purpose, but they don't know what to do next. They don't know what their next steps are. I know some women that say, hey, I don't know my purpose. And if there are any guys out there, I love you too, but this is for the ladies. All right, we have a thumbs up. So sometimes you've gotten stuck, sis. Okay. It's real. Now, I want you all to be authentic. Let me tell you, you can only be make progress. You can only grow when you're true to yourself. Okay, Vivian gave me a number 1. So we've gotten stuck. Now, I don't know many people who have not, but what do you do? Do we stay in that place? I know people that stays there. But we can't. We can't. Now, my friend that's on here, Dee, she was with me during one of the most difficult moments in my entire life. I'm telling you, I thought I was going to lose my mind up in here, up in here. You hear me? I lost my dad, and just through that whole process and going back and forth to the hospital, it was draining. We weren't getting sleep. Watching him go right before my eyes, it was just so heavy on my heart, and it was like a brick just stayed in my chest. And it, for those of you who know or who may not know, we have my book that's coming out real soon. It's Love After Cancer, A Journey Through Hope, Empowerment, Affirmation, and Transformation. And let me tell you, I couldn't do anything. My goal was to have it released in April. And then I got this phone call in March that my dad was on life support. I immediately ran to South Florida to be with my family. And hello. So I ran to South Florida, and I didn't know what was about to happen. I told my editor, I was like, we're going to keep going. She was like, Keisha, you need to take a break. You need to take a moment, get through this, and handle what's taking place with your dad. And I was like, I can do it. I can do it. You know, sometimes we want to be superwoman, super mom, super friend, super everything. And then life hits. It hit me so hard, you all. I tried. I really did. I was trying so hard to get this project finished so that I could get it into your hands. And I couldn't. I was stuck. I was stuck because of what I do, because of the motivation, the transformation, all of that. Because of all of what I do, I mentally was trying to prepare myself. But how many of you know you cannot prepare yourself for life? Sometimes things just happen, and a swerve ball will come and catch you off guard and swipe you off your feet. And so in my book, I even talk about Les Brown, because there's this one phrase that he says that stuck with me during the last several months. And that's, if life knocks you down, because it will, when life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. So I tried. That was my focus. I was like, I got to stay on my back, because if I can look up, I can get up. And so the day that my dad died, I was standing right next to him, and I said, Keisha, you got to push. You got to try to get through this and work, try to get back to the book so that me and the editor could finish fine tuning, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and making sure everything is just right for you. And that day that I sat down was the day that my sister said, Keisha, Dad's not breathing. I turned around, looked at him, put my hand on his chest, and he was not breathing. And I called my editor. I sent a message to my editor, and I was like, you were right. I cannot do this. I couldn't. So then I went back to, after that process of, after your loved one passes, you have to prepare for a funeral and repast and family and friends, and that's overwhelming too. I mean, just the process, that whole thing from sickness to hospital to, I mean, it's a lot. So I commend those who can handle this and not lose your minds. Um, so I went through that and then came home and was like, okay, I have events set up. I have, come on, girl, you got to get back focused. And it took me about a month I was gone a month with my dad, and it took me a whole nother month just to get myself back into the swing of things, into life, and to focus and to kind of pull through. I had a moment today, so you never really recover from mourning, but just trying to pull myself through. I had a dream several years ago. It was kind of like a premonition where I was walking and I was not steady. I was kind of walking, kind of like out of it. And then I fall into a ditch. And then I tried to pull myself up out of that ditch, and I did. And then I walked away. And when I walked away, I was walking straight. It wasn't like I was out of it. And I feel like that's where I am right now. I was out of it for the last several months. And I feel myself, I pull myself up out of that ditch thanks to my friends. Dee was right by my side through that. That was amazing. Thank you. And then you have all of the support from when I came back home. And so what I feel like is so important that we talk, women, that we talk about our issues, that we talk about when we get stuck, why we get stuck, and how do we get through it? How do we pull through it? Now, let me tell you this. This is something that I am a firm believer of, and I found it to be so true. Excuse me. If you have your tea, take a sip. This one says, style is an attitude. If you know that is true, get your style on. One moment. I have been coughing lately, so excuse me. So I find it to be true that when you know what your purpose is, it's so much easier to pull yourself out of a rut. It's so much easier to get unstuck. But when you are, what happened, Dee? Why are you laughing? I find that when you get in a rut, when you get stuck, you need support. You need someone that is positive in your ear. And you're going to need to think about why you are here. I was just talking with my daughter and my friend, and I was saying, when there are people who, I was talking to my friend a few minutes ago, actually, and I was saying how there are people who commit suicide who are on the brink of a breakthrough. And a lot of times, oh, you're laughing at the tea. Girl, tea good. Where your tea? So there are people who are right on the brink of a breakthrough, but they give up too soon. They give up too quick. Life's gonna hit you. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be hard sometimes. Like I remember I went to an event with my friend Erica, and we were the speaker, Miss Sonia Stribling. She came up to me and was talking to me, and I couldn't breathe. I told her I felt like I was drowning because that's where I was in that place in my life. I couldn't breathe. And I found that I hold my breath when I get stressed. I hold my breath when I'm, get anxious or whatever. And I didn't understand why. I've been doing it for so many years. And so it's become second nature, and to the point where I would be holding my breath and I don't even know it. But at that moment when she faced me and she asked me to breathe, and I could just feel life just, it was like my life just flashed before my eyes. And I started thinking about the areas in my life that was shaky. And then I was thinking about the person that I want to be. If you don't know who you want to be or the person who you know that you are, it's hard to live. And so I find that this is what draws me to working with women. It's because I've emotionally, like people say, wow, you haven't been through this, you haven't gone through that. Hello, Ms. Johnson. Thanks for joining us. You haven't had it hard, but having physical trauma is just as hard and difficult and traumatic as mental and emotional trauma. Yes, I've been through cancer, and there is, I had PTSD, I believe, because of the things that I went through after cancer. I had same thing with my daughter after I had her. And those things, if you don't treat it, if you don't face it, if you don't deal with who you are now, it's going to be a challenge to get to who you want to be. So hopefully we're all striving to be someone greater, striving to grow, striving to develop, to transform your life to someone even better than who you are today. Because I feel like that is when we're really living. So my inspiration for today, I want to talk to you about getting stuck. I want us to talk more about pushing through life's challenges. Every one of us that's present on this live right now, we've gone through something. It's different. Every one of us have different stories. Every one of us have gone through something, whether it's in your family, on your job, in your body, in your mind. But when was the last time that you faced it? When was the last time that you looked at yourself and thought about how you think about yourself? When was the last time that you thought about why you are here? Who were you meant to serve? Why do you wake up in the morning? Because when I'm gonna tell you, after watching my dad go and I watched my aunt take her last breath several years ago, I had to sit and think, like, really, seriously, why are we here? What's our purpose? And I thought about it. I was like, okay, Keisha, you know who you are and what you're supposed to be doing. But I started thinking about the countless women, men, like I said, you you're important too, but I'm here for the ladies. That's my purpose. My purpose is to impart into women. How many women are sitting at home and then they don't know what they're supposed to be doing? And that's why I do what I do. That's why I do coaching, one-on-one coaching, our group coaching, so that I can help women break through to their divine destiny. If you knew me back in 2014, I did a conference, a women's conference, and it was Your Purpose Revealed, emerging into your divine destiny. It's not, time out for emerging. We don't have time to emerge anymore. Now it's time to walk. Go run into your divine destiny. I say wear your crown. I call us crown divas because that is who we are. We are crown divas. We are created from the King, the one and the only, the Alpha and the Omega. And he has he has a blueprint for your life. And so when we tune into who we truly are deep down inside, not who we were told we were by other people, not who we were the person who we became because we were trying to please other people, excuse me, but that authentic person, the person who we truly are deep down in the core, to our core, the person that we are when we are excited. We get thrilled to be that person. Some people are really creative. I am one of those people, and I thrive when I'm in my element, when I'm able to create, when I'm around the arts. I get excited. Some people get bored with that. But there are others, when they're dealing with money and accounting, they just thrive. There are others, when they are working with children. I work with children, but there are some who get even more excited than I do when I'm teaching. So I want you to I want you to take out a piece of paper if you haven't already. And I want you to, at the top, I want you to write your name, because this is not about me. It's not about mama and them. It's not about Susie, Poppy. It's not about your children, because we do everything for everyone else. At this moment in time, right here, right now, I want you to take a moment to think about you. Okay? So I'm going to give you a second while I sip on my tea. Tea talk. Get ready, y'all, because I got some more for you. I cannot wait to share with you the things that is coming up in the next few months. Ooh, I'm excited. I hope you get excited with me, because we're going to be on an amazing adventure. Can't wait. So please continue to follow me. Make sure you share at the bottom of your screen or wherever it is on your device. Share with your friends and your followers, so that they can get some of this heat, hope, empowerment, affirmation, and transformation. So hopefully you've taken a moment. Sorry, y'all, my throat is itchy. All right, so hopefully you've taken a moment, written your name down on a piece of paper. I gave you a moment to get your paper, a pen, and I want you to write your name at the top of the paper. Okay, and now I want you to think about who you are. In my book, Love After Cancer, there is going to be pages for you to write your own story. All right, and that's something that many people don't know, but it's who I am. I teach cancer survivors. I do journal workshops and help them to share their own stories. And so quite naturally, that's what I want to bring to those people who want to purchase my book. And so on your paper, I want you to write down 3 things that identify you. Okay, who are you? Because first of all, in order to get unstuck, we need to pay close attention to who we are. All right. In order to take your life to the next level, you got to dig deep and look inside and realize all of the great things that you have inside of you. Because sometimes when you're sitting on it and we don't realize our strengths, because we hear so much of what we don't do, who we are not, and what we don't have. We hear that so much from the world, to the point where we aren't looking inward and seeing who we truly are. Now, there are some phenomenal women out there who have their stuff together, but I'm going to tell you, it's a lot more women who's not there yet in some area of their life. So I want you to write down 3 to 5 things of who you are. And then I want you to tell you, because you're writing it for yourself. I want you to write down the things where you feel that you're stuck. What is it about your life where you feel stuck? It might be in your finances. It might be in your relationships. It might be in your mindset, just not being positive, not able to, it might be your weight. It might be in your career, whatever it is, write it down. What area or areas are you stuck? Okay. And then I want you to, I know I'm going through quite a few things, but this is writing a lot of times helps us to get it out. Whatever is in our head, a lot of times we're walking around with all this great thing, all of this great stuff, all of these amazing ideas and thoughts, but we don't get it out. We say, oh, I know what it is, but we need to see it on paper. Okay. The best book in the whole wide world, okay, the Bible, it talks about it, about the 2 and 2 that says, write the vision, make it plain. Now, you know what that scripture is if you're in the word, if you're a Christian or whatever. Write the vision, make it plain so that those who see it can run with it. You are the one that needs to see this so that you can run into being that amazing person that you were created to be. Okay. So first you wrote your name because this is about you. Write down 3 to 5 things about who you are. Then I want you to write down what areas that you feel you're stuck in. And then I want you to think about what makes you excited. What are your passions? What are some people, they can't answer that question because it's been so long. It has been so long since they thought about what makes them happy. There are so many people in careers and in jobs that they do not like or they hate it. I mean, they just can't stand it, but they are too stuck on being comfortable with where they are to make any changes. And a lot of times because they don't know who they are, they don't know their purpose, they don't know, or they don't even realize the greatness that they have inside of them. Okay, so what are some of the things that make you super excited? Okay. Now my mom, who's on here, she is a phenomenal creative person. Like all of my life, anything that she's created was amazing. So she had her own floor business and she was amazing at that. Okay, but now she's into knitting and she does these phenomenal projects. She's great at that. Okay. She gets excited about it to the point where she just goes off the lid with all of these patterns and yarn everywhere. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That is a great thing because she has found something that she's passionate about. What about you? What are you passionate about? Okay, now once you take a look at who you are, where are you stuck, and what you're passionate about, I want you to look at who you're not. And the reason why I say that, when we've been telling ourselves over and over again, like I gave the example, there was this little boy who his mother passed and he was seeking some attention. He wanted someone to listen to him. He wanted to be heard, but he was so wrapped into who people told him he was. They were like, oh, you're bad. You just like your brother. You never going to do this and you're never going to do that. So he told me, he was like, Keisha, I'm just going to be who they say that I am because there's nothing, no matter how hard I try, they always going to accuse me of something. They're always going to say that I'm bad. They were telling him who he was instead of him walking firmly in who he knew he was. And so he started just living up to what other people said about him. But what he was acting out because he wanted to be heard. Why are you acting out? Why are you acting out? You want to be heard, huh, girlfriend? A lot of times we are not walking in our divine destiny because we've been listening to the voices of the world, the voices that have told us that we couldn't, that we would never amount to anything. Those people who said that we were crazy for walking into our purpose. God gave us a vision he didn't give it to them. So they're not going to relate to it. They're not going to understand it. They're not going to resonate with it. Only you. So what are some of those things that people have said that you weren't? Because you need to identify who you're not. Because there are going to be times where you start going back to that person that you're not. But if you don't know what those traits, those character traits, okay, I want you to go back to school and think about those character traits, the 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 characteristics of that person that you're not, so that when you are moving forward to the person who you know that you are, and these things I talk about in my book, as a matter of fact, those persons, those things that you know that you're not, it's going to be like, oh, I did it again. I'm gonna give you a prime example about myself. So I grew up being the shy, timid, believe it or not. For those of you who haven't known me that long, I was a talker around my friends, but deep inside, I had low self-esteem, no confidence. I didn't believe in myself, my abilities. I had a creative mind, but I was too afraid to walk in it. So what did I do? I hid in the background. I always shrunk when it was time for me to step out and be bold and courageous, unstoppable, unmovable, unshakable. Okay. So it took many years. It took a lot of amazing people in my ear telling me to get my act together because they saw the greatness that was in me. And it took me coming to agreement with who I am and not who I was told I was. I was told I was shy. I was told I was timid. And I was told to be quiet when I wanted to speak. So I just shrunk. I shrunk so much in my life. So what areas are you shrinking? You got to recognize it because you will not be able to fix it if you don't know. All right. So these are a few things that I've done, that I continue to do, so that I can get unstuck. All right. So I know I said if you want to write your name, because this is all about you, I want you to write about 3 to 5 things about who you are, who you know that you are. What areas are you stuck? What areas or what are you passionate about? And I want you to write about who you are not. And then I want you to think about who you are to serve. Okay, who you are to serve. There's someone waiting for you. It can be my mom knits. It could be in the knitters club, in the knitters group, or whatever. When you go to a class, when you go to share your work or whatever with someone. For example, I'm using my mom for example. If she were to do this, there's someone in that class that may need a positive word. There might be someone in there who might need her to, show them a new technique or whatever to help them go to the next level in their life. Our greatness is not for us. Now we get blessed. Now we might have an increase in our finances. Doors may open. We might be brought before great men and women, right? Isn't that what the word says? Yes, our gifts will make room for us and bring us before great men and women. But the thing about it is, excuse me, if we're not walking in our divine destiny, if we're not doing what we were called to do, if we're not being bold and courageous, getting uncomfortable so that we can see all of this, the promises that were laid out for us come to pass, then we're leaving someone off, we're leaving someone hanging. There's someone that is not able to go to the next level. There is someone that is not able to get their breakthrough because of your story that you've been afraid to write. There's someone that's that told you to write a book and you haven't written it for whatever excuse that you come up with. I don't care what it is, it's an excuse. And so then there's someone that's not going to be able to hear your story, so they'll know how they will be able to get through theirs. When you show up, there's someone who might be down and out, but just because you showed up, your presence has lifted their spirits because they've been waiting for you to come. They've been waiting for you to show up and be great and be amazing. So I want you to take all of this that I've shared, and I want you to think about these things. And then the next time I come, I want to talk with you about how you take that, what you need to do next to take yourself from the state of being stuck in the rut to pulling yourself up out of that pit, to taking off into where that path where God has for you. Like I said, in that dream that I had, I was out of it. Felt like I was losing my mind, right? Fell into the pit, pulled myself up out of it, and then I went into this straight path. I can't tell you what happened next because I woke up. But I feel like I am at that place right now. The things that happened prior to that moment in the dream, I've seen it come to pass, like it happened this year. And everything else in the dream is coming to pass, like right now in this moment. So I'm telling you this because I want you to get unstuck. If that's the place where you are right now, I want to help you. I want to see you be the great, amazing, phenomenal, dynamic woman that God created you to be. I want to hear all of the good stories about the blessings that you receive. I want to hear you get that amazing job. Hey girlfriend, thanks for joining. I want to hear you share with me about how you stepped out of your comfort zone that opened the door for someone else because you did it. Now someone else said, hey, if you can do it, I can do it too. You have given someone hope just because you did it. You said, I don't want to stay in this place anymore. I want to know what my purpose is. I want to walk in my purpose. I'm going to do it no matter what. It's because it's not just for you. Keep holding on, press through, push through. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to hurt. And when I tell you, sometimes it hurts I feel it in my gut. Sometimes I was so stuck that I couldn't even get out of bed. I felt like pulling my hair out. I mean, I literally was in bed and pulling my hair because I was in that mental state where I couldn't see myself out of it. Surround yourself with some amazing people. Join my Crown Diva tribe where I post different encouraging things and have discussions in a group setting. Is where I bring the heat, hope, empowerment, affirmation, and transformation. Affirm yourself. Affirm yourself. Talk to yourself about yourself in a way, make love to you. When I say that, I mean, say endearing things to you. Don't wait for somebody else to come along to affirm you because you are beautiful. You are amazing. You can do anything that you put your mind to. Okay, you do have a purpose. It's time for us to take action. It's time for us to, as Tony Robbins says, to take massive action. It's time for us, as Grant Cardone says, it's time to 10x that thing. Everyone else they 1xing it. You might have some people 5xing it, but it's time to go to the next level. 10x that thing. Take your life to amazing heights. And when you get there, you're going to blow your mind. You know why? Because there's going to be more heights that you didn't even know existed. Places that you never knew that you could go. But guess what? Because you tried it, because you stepped out, and said, this is my time. I am going to make it. I will have my breakthrough in 2018. This is going to be the best year of my life, no matter what has happened thus far. The year's not over yet. We're just getting started. We're only halfway through, baby. It's not time to give up and give in. It's time to break through. All right. If you're with me, give me those, what do you call it? Raise the roof with me. Give me thumbs up, clap your hands. And if there are questions, let's have a discussion. I'm opening it up right now. Talk with me. If you want to work with me, inbox me. I'll be more than happy. If you want to join the Crown Diva tribe, let me know. I will send you the link for that as well. And if you want my book, I can also send that to you. Thank you, Raise the Roof, D's, raising the roof. Yay! Thank you. I want you all to make sure you have your tea when we have tea talk now. Yes, we're going to have our girl tea talk because we just have to have our conversations. We have to talk about some things that we're uncomfortable talking about. Because I know that a lot of people don't want to talk about the V word. The V word, vagina, is like taboo. But if you don't talk about it, you got issues going on, it's never going to get fixed. Whoop, whoop. Thanks, Cal. That's my other sister. So I want you all to get uncomfortable being comfortable. Say it with me. I want to get uncomfortable being comfortable. That's how you're going to get unstuck. That's how you're going to break through. That's how you're going to get to your purpose and walk in your divine destiny. So if nobody has any comments, no questions, I will be getting off of here. I'm grateful for you all joining me. Make sure you are. I want you to ask yourself this question. Okay? Remember, that's one of them, at least 3 to 5. And then I want you to define where you are stuck. Okay. Then I want you to identify your passion or passions, the areas where you are passionate. Let's say that. Identify what you are passionate about. Okay. I hope you're writing this down if you didn't do it thus far. And then I want you to identify the person you are not, okay, so that you can grow from there. Identify, this is not me. I don't care who they say that they think that I am. That's not me. And then I want you to identify, who you are to serve. And then we're going to talk about next steps the next time we get together. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to, excuse me. I look forward to connecting with you again. I am Keisha Lalus Carter. I am your transformation specialist, helping women to step outside their comfort zone and walk in their divine destiny as I bring you the heat, hope, empowerment, affirmation, and transformation. We shall go to the next level together because we are faith-empowered women. We are Crown Divas. And the world, get ready. They just haven't seen what we have in store, what's next. All right, so grab your tea, turn it up for me. Until next time, we have Tea Talk with Lalus. Thank you. Love you. Until next time. Love you. Love you. Bye bye. Thank you for the hearts. Lalus, love you. Kelly, thank you for the love. I'll see you next time.